This August, over 300,000 low and moderate income Minnesotans will receive a property tax refund called the renter's credit. The renter's credit is something that we've heard from you is used to buy essentials like food, car repairs, dental care, doctor's visits, things that are really essential and benefit you and the local economy. Unfortunately, several times over the past several years, Governor Pawlenty has said that you received too much money through the renter's credit and has proposed cutting it by over 25%. Thankfully, each time the legislature has stepped in and said the governor was wrong and restored the renter's credit to its original status. This past July, in a rarely used move called unallotment, the governor has said that he doesn't care, he's going to cut the renter's credit no matter what, and that effort right now is tied up in the Supreme Court to tell him whether or not he had that right. No matter what, the legislature again can say the governor was wrong and restore the renter's credit. And so we are doing a campaign that seeks to save it yet again, and we need your help.
Last year we asked many of you to send in stories about why you use the renter's credit. And through that effort we got over 200 responses from people, which made a really huge impact. So what we want to do this year is take those stories, and take new stories and old stories, and attach them to things that people actually use their renter's credit to buy or get. And what we're going to do is take those stories and items and put them in a shopping bag so that our legislators can actually see what tangible things people really need that renter's credit for. This is an example of items that we collected for Rob Eastland's district, 17A. Last year we got 5 really terrific stories that talked a lot about what people needed their renter's credit for. People named things like getting money for eye care because their insurance doesn't cover glasses or eye exams. Basic staples, things as basic as toilet paper, things that everybody needs. A lot of people said that they needed teeth pulled or other types of dental care, things like that their insurance also doesn't cover. This motor oil represents car repairs, much needed car repairs, and people even mentioned needing money to do their laundry. One constituent named George in St. Francis actually got 20 of his neighbors to sign a petition, and we attached the stories and actual signatures that people signed to some of these items. Another person named Bonnie talked about how her income is just a little over $700 a month. Her rent is just $500 a month, meaning that she pays about 65% of her income toward rent, and once she pays her heat and electric bills, she doesn't have any money for food. So in addition to the items that we put inside the bag, we also try to take advantage of the space to talk about district-specific things, like how many people within each county actually get the renter's credit. And we're working to make it really interactive so that we've got information on all sides and making sure that our legislators really spend a lot of time with the package and think really closely about who needs the renter's credit and what they actually need it for.
Now here's what we need your help with. We want your stories or just examples of what you use the renter's credit for. The governor wants to cut the renter's credit by on average $130, and so that's a lot of things that the community, that you don't have if you can't buy it, and the community, the local economy doesn't benefit from you buying. And so if you could just mail us or email us or call us and let us know what you use the renter's credit for, that would be great. If we can use your name, that's even better, but we would love to say, you know, where you live, the city that you live in, use your first name and tell us what it is you would buy the renter's credit with the renter's credit, and we'll put it in a bag. Now here's where we need your help. In addition to the stories or just the statement of what it is you buy, if you're a service provider and you want to pick up a grocery bag from the local grocery store and mail that to us, we'll actually use that as the bag, and then we'll make the renter's credit bag out of that. We'll also write the names of everybody who contributed stories on the bag, and if you want to, you can actually buy things in your local economy that people would buy, and we'll put local economy things into the bag, and we'll find a way to get that before we fill the bag and bring it to the legislature. Now, we can't actually give this to legislators because that would be a gift, and so any anything of value, once the legislative session is done, we will give to a food shelf or a homeless shelter or some service provider that can actually give it to someone who needs it. But what we intend to do is fill as many of these bags from as many communities across Minnesota and take them to the legislature on an appropriate day and actually force policymakers to see what this means to real Minnesotans and to the real economy.